Hey Jay,
How you doing, Tim?
good. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good. It's great to see you. Finally.
Yeah. Thank you for the invite.
Thank you for making time.
Absolutely. All right. Let me
Hey,
grab.
That way we'll be able to keep the debate down and kind of just talk mostly about these three things, and then let them blog and analyze it after. How about that?
Sounds good.
By the way, your article was fantastic, man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Extremely well written, especially from the not newbie, but the regular folks.
Yeah, I try and write so that it's a little bit more accessible, so that a greater audience. It appeals to SEO nerds, obviously, but hopefully folks who are just sort of wandering around, who aren't deeply into patents and what's going on, can get something out of it too.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you hit the home run there, so that was really, really good.
Excellent.
And the other articles that you had there were just actually fantastic. So everything was just was really good. Looks like we've got Eleanor on here. Are you on here twice?
Wow.
And that's cool.
Twins!
Wow, now that is weird.
That is trippy.
Now that's if we get author rank going.
You can just clone yourself.
We could double our pleasure here.
There's Mark.
There he is. The man, the myth. Hey, nice headset, Mark.
It keeps the head smaller,
I like that. Maybe I should get one. Well, it's great to see you, Mark, and AJ. Thank you both guys for being here. We've got just another minute or two before I'm going to go live, and that'll start the recording. And did you guys both get my private message that kind of what we'd like to just do for the next 25 minutes or so?
Yes.
Okay. Does that sound okay, or would you recommend anything additional?
No, I think that's great.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look for it because unfortunately I got caught in traffic and just walked into the office moments ago, which is why I'm so late. I apologize.
No, you're not late. We've got another couple of minutes, so take your time and get settled however you like.
Okay, I see your post now.
Okay, so it's basically these three things. I'm going to ask you guys to introduce yourselves. I'll manage the screen so that when AJ's speaking, we'll go to him, and then Mark, when you start speaking, we'll go to you, and then we'll come back to me, and then we'll go so forth. So that'll look nice for the recording. And I'd like for you guys to tell us a little bit about who you're writing with, what your company is. That will be helpful for those that are following you and also for your use in this video, because as soon as it's published, I'm going to share it with you guys. You guys do with it whatever you like. And then we'll just go down what is author rank. And AJ, if we can just start with you as lead. And then we'll have Mark will jump in and fill in the blanks. And we'll do that for all three questions. And then we're going to open it up a little bit at the end because Kelly, who's in the middle, wave your hand, Kelly. Hello. Kelly has some real-life questions because we get a lot of, well, you guys know this better than I do. We get a lot of people that debate whether this author rank thing, come on, can't I just pin stuff on Pinterest and, pay somebody in India to do this? And, where's the traditional SEO? That's where God made it and, all that. So I want to stay out of that stuff during this video. So that we actually attract the bigger community, gets a good feeling about what Google is doing, and that this is really brands need to start getting on here and engaging more. That's kind of the overall.
All right.
Does that sound okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and start. We're going to start posting publicly, and we're live and ready to roll. So here we go.
All right.
5 seconds. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to our discussion today on what is author rank. And I thank you all for joining us. We've had a really nice conversation this week. Thanks to AJ for lighting the candle with his article on author rank. And of course, I have AJ here with us, and Mark is with us. He's also written some nice articles on author rank, so I wanted them to be here because we do know that things are shifting and changing more than we know. And so we want to talk specifically about what is this author rank, how does it apply to us, how can it help our businesses, and so forth. So allow me to introduce our guest here. AJ, welcome, and can you tell us all a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. Tim, thanks for having me. My name is AJ Cohn, and I run Blind 5-Year-Old, which is an internet marketing firm that specializes in search, specifically in search engine optimization.
Great. Well, it's a pleasure to have you, and we'll get your links at the end so that we can keep track of you. I highly recommend you guys subscribing to AJ's Blind 5-Year-Old. And Mark, welcome. Tell us the same thing. Great having you. Thank you for making the time to be with us. I know you're a local boy right up the road here, so tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Yeah, we'll have to go out for some barbecue after, Tim.
Don't tease me.
Yeah, my name is Mark Traphagen. I'm with Verante Incorporated, which is an internet marketing firm, very much like AJ's, specializing in search marketing. Been in existence for about 10 years in Morrisville, North Carolina, just outside the Raleigh-Durham area. And I'm Director of Social Media Marketing for Verante.
Great. Well, thank you both. We'd like to have had more people on here, but for the sake of timing and focus, we want to stick to our script, which is going to be on author rank. So, AJ, our first thought to you, great article. We've posted it numerous times, so anyone listening, Eleanor is monitoring the stream under the live hangout, so if you have any questions or comments for AJ, she'll be deleting those. But AJ, maybe you could tell us a little bit about what is author rank, the myth, the legend. Is this related to Hunger Games? Is this what is author rank?
Author rank is basically based on an old patent by Google about agent rank, and at its core, what it really means is Google wants to basically look at the contribution that you're making online, whether that's authored content, whether that's reviews, whether that's the activity, whether it's Q&A on Quora, whatever it might be, and they want to use that to rank search results. They want to be able to say, you're an expert in your field and we trust you, so we're going to promote you over others who we don't have trust in. And for me, it's exciting because it really it brings a far more level playing field in terms of meritocracy. The best content, the best engagement, hopefully will win over time because those who go out and engage and produce great content and engage with their communities will wind up winning. And some of these other techniques that people use, which aren't really valid, that aren't true to sort of the spirit of trust and authority, will hopefully start to erode.
That sounds like a dream come true.
Yes.
Mark, what would you add to that?
I would just add one thing that is in AJ's very excellent article, his blog post from this past week about it, brings out that this is topically based rather than keyword based. Most of us in the search marketing world tend to think in terms of keywords and specific search queries, whereas this seems to give an authority in certain topic areas that you as an author become known to Google as being trustworthy. People interact with your stuff, people like your stuff in that area, and so you gain authority in a topic. So when you post or talk about that topic, that should eventually give you better rankings for your content that relates to it. One other quick thing, if I can share a screen quickly.
I'd love that.
Okay. Just wanted to give a chance to show here some of where people will actually see this showing up, and they should be seeing it in their search results now. This is a a slide I did for another webinar recently. And if you can see that in the, let me just bring that to full, oops, about that. Okay, and that restarted the whole thing. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so let's go back to this. Where most people are seeing this in their search results, the result of this is what's called the rich author snippet. For people who have this properly hooked up with their content, connected to their Google Plus profile, these are some of the things that you're seeing. So you start seeing the author profile photo next to their search results. You're seeing their name as a clickable byline that leads to their Google Plus profile. You start seeing, you can see, this was taken a while ago, more circles than that now, but kind of a trust mark. This person is followed on Google Plus by thousands of people. And then finally, the link, this is more by Mark Trapagan or whoever, that leads to related content on this search result that's also posted by me.
Now, let me ask you this, Mark, while we just have this screen here, and we're talking about what author rank is. In that screenshot there, now, is this under Search Plus Your World, or is this is this under the standard Google?
This is showing up in standard Google. And we started seeing it, back in the middle of last year.
Yeah.
When I first was watching it, you'd only see it in the beginning for really high content authors. You'd see it for Danny Sullivan and Rand Fishkin and people like that.
And AJ.
Yeah, but when I first got into it and connected it all up, the Webmaster Tools told me it was working properly, but I rarely saw it for my search results. But as time went on, sometime in January, it really started to kick in for me. And now almost anything you search that would bring up a result related to me will have the rich snippet.
Yeah. AJ.
Yeah, the authorship is sort of the first step in this. And getting authorship on your content, and from a 10,000-foot view, what really is happening is Google Plus is an identity platform, and you connect your content to that identity, and it's a handshake. And there's a lot of angst about, oh, someone could spoof my authorship and all that sort of stuff. And in talking to the authorship team and in looking at this, there has to be a bi-directional flow. So you can't just say, I'm Mark, and I'm writing on this blog over here, and try and take his authorship. Mark actually has to link back to that domain from his Google Plus profile for authorship to attach. And so that's the beauty of this, is that the bi-directional links really actually secure your content, secure your reputation, and actually help to ensure that it isn't plagiarized. So, I mean, there are a lot of great advantages to taking authorship right off the bat, as well as getting your smiling face on search results and, look, Ma, I'm on Google. But it also, it clearly helps your click-through rate. And the next step from that is Google using it to rank search results. And that's, so we're in phase 1 now of it being displayed. And the next generation of this will be, as Mark said, looking at it on a topical basis. So I might post something on SEO, and because I have a lot of trust and authority and author rank there, I will be promoted. But if I did something on, I don't know, biology, if I did something on biology, which I have no real facility in and I have no author rank on, I won't be promoted, as I shouldn't. So that's sort of the exciting future, I think, that we have ahead of us.
Which is fair.
It's absolutely fair. It's a lot more fair than... And we've already seen this. I mean, links are supposed to work this way, where links from one topical neighborhood should work better than others. But the link graph is more easily manipulated than I think Google thought it would be.
Yeah. Well, this leads us now into the next thing that I wanted to talk about, because if anyone has a lot of questions about author rank, you need to go and you need to read the post, the links to both AJ and Mark's articles that are in this link, and we'll put them in the description of this video too. But here's the thing that is the next question. How is this calculated? Is this simply from Google Plus data, and are they at the Googleplex again, high on Skittles, high on Mountain Dew, and they're here they go again, manipulating evil and swaying everything over to Google. So explain a little bit, guys. How is this calculated? Is it just Google Plus? Is it all of our social stuff? How is Google doing this?
So we don't know specifically, clearly. If we did, then we'd try and change it, and chase it. But there are a lot of different ways that we can sort of track what they're trying to do here. Very clearly, Google Plus is going to be a big part of this. They wanted a primary source of data. They don't want to rely on Twitter or Facebook or any of these other places to say, we want your data and we want to do that. So Google Plus clearly is part of that, though I think it still remains there for an identity platform first and foremost. But, they're definitely interested in the other social profiles and the other places. So the rumor of a Google commenting system, clearly they want to be out there. They want to understand comments. I mean, they still have this ability. If they know your Discuss account or your Intense Debate account, they know who that is. They know who you are. They can see your comments. The social connections feature that you have in your profile is actually an interesting way to see just how much they know about you and your friends. Rapleaf got slammed for crawling the public graph and understanding all that. Google's done just the same thing. They've just done it more quietly at the end of the day. They've bought PostRank and Social Grapple, who are both actively looking to mine, Hacker News and Digo and, all sorts of platforms. So they're clearly looking to expand beyond just Google+. But the big, the light bulb for me is, when Amit talked about the fire hose from Twitter and with Danny Sullivan and sort of said, hey, we really need to understand identity. We can't build products without really understanding the relationship between identity and content. And so I think they are still suspect of the third-party content. It's going to count, no doubt. And I think that they are hoping they can figure out a better way to apply digital signature to those third-party accounts. So I think clearly Google Plus activity is going to be highly weighted, but they're going to want to go beyond that. Google's not going to just ignore, the interactions on the rest of the web.
Right. Mark, how about you, and what do you see kind of being engulfed in here in addition to what AJ explained?
Well, I think the author markup that they've offered is just an indication that they do want to go beyond just what you do within their little garden of Google+. The fact that they promoted this, made this available to content producers going way back into early last year, where you can tag your content, whether it's posted on a blog. If I do a guest blog somewhere else, I can, if I get the cooperation of that blogger, I can tag my content there. And then, as AJ said, provide the two-way confirming link by linking back to it in the Contributor To section of my Google Plus profile. All that's hooked up, and all that is contributing to the data that Google is gathering on me for the topical areas that I post in. So the more that I am being consistent around the areas that are most important to me, whether posting on Google+, whether posting on my blog or other blogs, or posting on, as AJ said, other social sites, other things like Quora, so that I'm helping Google to build that authority. And I would think, this is just my speculation, that the more diverse your portfolio, as it were, is for Google, the more trust that you would be given and gain in your topic areas.
Sure, which makes logical sense, right? Mm-hmm. And certainly we will see as things develop here. Facebook's talking some big game about their own search, and we'll see how that opens things up. Of course, that's going to be to Google's advantage if they do open that up. But AJ, let's talk about practical application here. We don't know everything about AuthorRank, obviously. We are seeing the benefits already. But how as a business, and say particularly I'm a brand page on Google+, or I'm thinking about creating one, but I don't know why would I? How does AuthorRank contribute to that, and how would I would have to verify my page with my blog and my other news sources. But if I did that, can I expect AuthorRank to benefit me as a brand?
It's an interesting question. The reason why I think they chose the word agent in the agent rank patent was they do view sites as a whole as an agent. So when you read the patent, and thankfully this patent's actually more readable than a lot of the others. And they talk about the fact that as a site owner, as a site editor, so they're very clear that they understand the agents. They even identify advertisers within a page as an agent. So I think there's an opportunity for brands to collect AuthorRank. There's also clearly a benefit to having a page and having authors who have high AuthorRank to link to your site or link to your page. And what better way to gain exposure to people who might have high AuthorRank than to engage on Google+ in the community of people? I think that's really what it comes down to is there is rel publisher markup. Could that be, that's sort of a digital signature for a brand. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to use it. I haven't, to me right now, what I'm hearing is it's just there to confirm that page. But I think it could be leveraged in other ways. But I think the real interesting part here is you get back to the fundamentals of connecting with your community, delivering value, engaging with those people, and you'll be rewarded by links back to your site from people who have high AuthorRank. And that's what hopefully will start to count more instead of links from a whole bunch of random blogs and everybody focused on get tons of links and that's how you win. Hopefully we'll get into a place where links from experts in that topic area will count far more. And so if Thomas Hawk, very well-regarded photographer, links to a site about photography, that should be a much more positive signal than a couple of slogs suddenly sending links to there. So I think there's tremendous value for brands to get on Google+, to interact, to claim their brand, and have a page so that they can attract the right type of author links. And then clearly there's something out there where I think there will be a day, and I don't quite know, but clearly Google's going to start to say in this topic area there are X number of brands and they have some sort of hierarchy in terms of authority within that space. So, if I'm a brand, I want to make sure I'm going to be at the top of that heap, and the only way to do that is to get on Google+ and start to really use it.
Yeah.
So let me just add in there. Okay, go ahead, Mark, and then I want to come back to remind me, Eleanor, about PageRank, and I actually want to talk about that too. But Mark, please add on here.
Yeah, I'd really like to add on something about the brand connection, connecting your brand page to your website. And in fact, AJ mentioned rel equals publisher. That's the markup equivalent. And if you simply put a Google+ badge on using their tool, their wizard to set up the badge properly, on your website, linking back to your brand page, have the brand page link, of course, to your website. That, at the most fundamental level, as AJ said, sets up a verification for Google that this is the official page of your brand. But I think it may already be doing more than that. Verante Search Marketing, my agency, has a Google+ page. It started to take off. It's growing rapidly now. Last I looked, I think we have about 1,400 followers and growing fast. But in the early days of that page, I would put public posts up there and would not find them in Google search.
This is on your Google Plus page.
This is our brand page we're talking about, right, the Durante Search Marketing brand page. Once we crossed, and I would never want to define a quantifiable threshold. I'm sure it's much more complicated than this. But I noticed after we passed about 1,000 followers and our engagement picked up, all these factors. Now I'm seeing not only our regular content, blog posts, things like that, but our public Google Plus posts on our brand page showing up well in Google search. And again, I agree with AJ very much. I don't think the full juice of all these things has been turned on yet. I think we're still very much in the data collecting stage, but I think that there's value that Google is seeing in this is an authorized page, it's getting engagement, all these things. We're going to start to allow it to show in search, and we're going to start to let it rank in search. This is awesome for us because in many cases for keywords that are important to us, we're getting a double presence on the front page. There's my blog post, my actual blog, and there's my Google Plus post, both on the front page of Google.
Yeah, and delivering very strongly to a much wider audience.
Yeah. This is my selling point, to all of our clients and prospects now, is I'm saying, be on Google Plus, not only for the direct marketing. Of course you should be doing that, the interaction with customers and all those good things that you should be doing in social media. But if you care about search at all, if you care about being found on search, this is the #1 reason to be involved with this, both as a personal profile and as a business profile.
Now, let's talk about that just a little bit, because I think that's where this all starts to come together, right, is that author rank isn't some goofy thing that, Larry thought up there at the Googleplex about, hey, let's just get into social media because Facebook's got all these people. But it's actually a fiber that is helping us with results, whether they're search or they're social results, whatever they are, and whatever they mature to be, because I agree with both of you guys. You're much more knowledgeable than I am on this. But I agree that we're early still. And we're going to see this mature, and we're going to see the social, and just the verified information now will bubble to the top, the better stuff. But if I can come back, AJ, and we can talk about page rank and author rank.
Right.
Are they the same thing, or as we grow forward, do you see it? I know it's early, but do you see that both of these will have to kind of play together to give an overall ranking?
Yeah, I mean, so PageRank is at its very basic. It's the web of links. It's citations and looking at links and understanding the value of websites based on that. It has worked extremely well. I mean, Google is the best search engine out there. I don't think anybody can really make a claim that it's not. For all the detractors of Google and PageRank, it's a pretty darn good system. But social is clearly a huge new movement, and there's the term the web of people, and that there are people out there, there are people behind these websites, there are people who are interacting, and so what this really is Google's sort of long-term vision of combining the web of links with the web of people. And by combining them, they actually both get stronger. The algorithm should get stronger. So I don't see PageRank and the web of links ever being replaced, but I think it will perhaps get better. I mean, my theory is author rank actually becomes a check and balance against PageRank. So if you have this huge high page rank, yet when I look at author rank and there's like nothing, what's going on here? And suddenly you're going to look at that and you're going to say, oh, you've got 1,000 links from pages which have no author rank. Well, that looks suspicious. Why is that? So my hope is that if they can really do this effectively, author rank actually becomes sort of the check and balance to page rank, and at its core, it's leveraging experts to curate the link graph. That's really what we're talking about. So experts will curate PageRank and make it more viable. So I don't see it going away. I see it getting better, and both will be part of hopefully the future of the Google algorithm.
Yeah, and I think I like the. I thought your quote in that last blog post was that, and I may get it wrong here, but the stupid stuff goes to the bottom, and the good comes to the top.
Yeah, Jason Calacanis, who is clearly no friend to SEO, really, but is a smart guy in his own way, controversial, but, he was at a Read Write Web conference and basically said, stupid people shouldn't blog, and that Google needed a better way to turn down the stupid people and turn up the smart ones. And in the original launch of authorship, the last line in that announcement is essentially saying that in a much nicer way than Jason did. Othar is a very pleasant and nice guy, but is essentially saying, we know that great content comes from great authors, and so we're going to use authorship as a way to highlight and re-rank search results. And so they made their goals pretty clear. I give them a check mark for highlighting authors, and I think they're clearly working on ways to rank it now, and that's sort of the next step.
Yeah. Mark?
I completely agree with everything AJ said there. Wouldn't add anything other than just to emphasize that I agree that I think that this is going to fit into a broader scheme in Google of trying to diversify the signal that they get, and that only makes sense. They are always, it's always in SEO the war of Google trying to keep one step ahead of all of the gamers with links and things, as AJ mentioned. So it makes sense for them to diversify the signal, to bring a richer mix in of things that are cluing them into what really is the quality content. So I don't think, some people say this is the death of SEO or the death of links. I don't think that at all, but I think it is something that, again, if you're going to be on top of things for the future, you want to be involved in this. You want to be giving Google every good signal that you can, and they're practically handing you this one.
Yeah, the platform itself is very strong for that. And that's, I think, one of the awkward things that we hear quite a bit is when it comes to SEO. And you guys speak a lot at conferences. I've been to a few, and whenever we get a bunch of SEO guys in the room, this social thing becomes like this, knock-knock joke. And I think what we're seeing now is that Google is acknowledging that you cannot ignore it any longer. It isn't relevant, it's required, and we're going to start measuring that. And also with the Google Plus platform, this isn't Facebook. So, we're doing things a little bit differently. So over here in, adult land, sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but over here where the big boys play, right, where things are search related, we are doing it a little bit differently. And I think that sets a really, really good tone for the future and for those that have websites and are publishing content. But AJ, let me come back to you. Blogging. Does Google Plus, because I had an interesting conversation with Robert Scoble about this, and of course I don't know what that means, but Robert said that, hey, you know what, I blog mostly on Google Plus anymore. Good idea? Bad idea? Do you recommend one over the other? Because you have your own blog and it's linked and everything else.
Yeah, I would not seed my own personal site and an identity outside of Google Plus. I don't think that's a good idea. I just don't like the lack of control. I mean, I like Google for the most part. I'm vocal when I don't, but I want to be in control of my content and to have that ownership and to have a place where people go to. I'm notorious. I don't guest blog. I've done it once in my entire career, in part because I'm sort of like, hey, I want it to be mine. And I want people to go to my site, not to somebody else. And maybe that's backwards thinking, but that's the way I am.
Yeah.
I would say what I do, because I do a lot of stuff on Google+, I'm very active, I use it for different types of content. So most of my blog posts are a lot longer form. They're a lot more analysis and detailed. I will often use Google+ to author reactions and smaller chunks of content. I also use it sort of as a pseudo Tumblr. I do a lot of images and those types of things which flesh out sort of my own personality rather than it just being about business. So I think it's an interesting small form platform that you should use, but I wouldn't replace my own blog. There's no way I would do that. To Mark's point, native Google+ posts have authorship attached. And clearly, people who are acquiring some sort of internal Google+ authority can actually post on a topic or reshare something and rank in search results for that term. And this isn't with, Search Plus, and this is regular old Google search. Even way back in December, I did something, it was a one-line post, literally, one line, where I was talking about two Breaking Bad episodes. And I ranked third or fourth for that term very soon after on Google. In part, the only reason I can think of that is, I'm active, I engage, I have a number of people who follow me. So there's certainly something going on with that. And so you could conceivably write your blog post, have that rank well, and then you could actually write almost a follow-up native Google+ post and see if you could actually take two positions in that search result. So there are a lot of different ways that you could sort of approach this, but my bottom line advice would be, make sure you have your own digital outpost. Robert can always go wherever he needs to go at this point, but I don't think he'd give it up completely, but we'll see.
Yeah. Mark, how about you?
I've got a screen up right now that just shows, this is one of my classic examples that I like to show people here. It's from a few weeks ago. I clicked a little too early there, brought in the winner. Peter McDermott wrote a post, "Can Google+ be fixed?" that went pretty viral on Google+. Got a lot of reshares, so you can see it. And 4 of us who have pretty good followings on Google+ reshared, or 3 others I should say, actually more. AJ has shown up in this at some points. Reshared this post. This was just one like a couple days after Peter had posted it. He's the original content producer, but you can see at that time 2 of us were ranking higher than him for his original post on Google+. And what this, I think, says to me is there is some kind of, within Google+ itself, and AJ was alluding to this, a ranking where at that time at least I had a higher authority or higher rank higher for Google+ related things than Peter McDermott did. And hence I came out higher not only in Google+ internal search, but in the actual Google search. This is a very rare example. I haven't seen this often where there's this many posts, and it is a long-tail keyword, obviously. But all that to say that there is something at play already. Now, as I've seen, if you search for this today, can Google+ be fixed outside of Search Plus Your World, I believe that Peter is now on top for that. But since that time, he has been posting a lot more and a lot more consistently about Google+. I think he's gained authority in that area.
Good. Okay, we're going to, Kelly, do you have a thought?
Yeah, I do have a thought, and I didn't know if you wanted to take some of the questions in the chat first. Do you want to do that?
No, we're already at our 2:30
Okay, but I do have just one quick, and if AJ and Mark can give us just one more second. It sounds like Google is betting on social. But if, we have clients that are freaking out a little saying, look, I make cookies. All I want to do is make cookies. I don't want to talk about making cookies, So, I get the idea. It's taken me 5 years to get it. I get the idea of SEO. I pay somebody. I come up in a rank. It's almost like paying for an ad space. And so now I've got to worry about this. And what would you say to a client like that? It's like, look, I get social. Yeah, my product can be social, but I'm in the kitchen. What?
Yeah, I think, when I read, and this is a common thing, I'm hearing this on my blog, I'm hearing it from other people, I think the real key here is you don't even have to participate in the authorship program to benefit from author rank. If you are a great content producer, if you're a destination, there's someone within each space, whether it's cookies, whether it's reggae, whether it's purple jellyfish, whatever, there's someone who's passionate and who is being social about it. And what you need to ensure is that those people are linking to your site. Because essentially what will happen is that the links coming to your site, if they come from people with high author rank, then you will acquire that author rank in that topic. So I think the advice I would give is, if you're not going to be social, I get that some people aren't, hopefully you do something, but really then what the key is, you need to make sure at least that you do a little bit of groundwork to connect with the people who are influential in your industry, and if they're linking to you, you're going to benefit. If you're an established leader, people linking to you with high author rank will deliver high author rank to you.
Kelly, did that answer everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Mark, you want to add anything to that?
I think that's exactly what I would tell someone. Well said, AJ.
Okay. Hey, a couple quick bullets for you guys. AJ, as we wrap it up here, because I don't want to keep you guys longer than I told you I would, but when it comes to Google Plus and what we're doing here, we understand SEO is not going away, but for those, for the lack of a better word, naysayers who say, look, this whole Google Plus thing is kind of a waste of time, and I'm just going to spend time proving that it's a waste of time, which sounds counterproductive, but I'm dyslexic. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, the naysayers are out there. My version, and I think Danny Sullivan said it. If you care about search, you should care about Google+. Look at what they did with connecting Google+ into search results already. They don't really work that well for me, but clearly I think for a lot of people it is working. But it's connected to search. Everybody thinks of Google+ as, oh, they're trying to do social, they're trying to be Facebook. I don't think they care a whit. They do. They want it to be engaging and they like the conversation, but all of that is built, in my mind, to support making search better. This is about search, and so if you care about search, which everybody should, you need to care about Google+, because this is the way that they want to help make search better. Whether it's directly through Search Plus Your World, which is the worst name I could ever think, or using this type of author ranking and gathering all the data, it's about search. And search is about selling ads and making money, and Google likes to make money. They're very savvy at that.
Yeah, and they're good at it.
Yes.
Mark, how about you? What would you say to that, too?
Yeah, this is the game, and I think it's what we're seeing here is the emergence of people like AJ, myself, others, Danny Sullivan he mentioned. There's others who are getting that, and it's mostly, I think, people who are involved in social media who also have some kind of touch with or background in SEO. I'm seeing, and unfortunately, even people out there who are very well-known social media experts who are saying, don't waste any time with Google+. It's a ghost town. There's not enough engagement there. be where your customers are. And I understand on their level why they're saying that, but I think they're missing the big picture. And this is me as a social media guy, stuck in an SEO agency speaking, saying, I understand that, one of the big questions that anybody has, any business getting into social media has is, where's the ROI? Where's the return? And it's well documented that the best ROI for inbound marketing comes from search, because you're catching people at the moment when they are at the moment of intent, when they're expressing something. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Show it to me. There's no better place to catch a customer in the world than that. And search does that better than anything. So if we have here a social platform that can affect that search and can also then draw in everything that I'm doing across the web to affect that search, that is hugely powerful. And I can't understand why anybody in marketing would not want to be a part of that.
Yeah, well said. And you know what? We could talk for hours about this, but then there would be no reason for you guys to write more blog posts. And I love reading your blog post. AJ, I've got yours right here.
Print it out.
I think I've got it. Yeah, I'm old school because I have to print it this big, Mark. See, because my eyeballs. But I want you guys to keep writing, and we have a lot of questions, and this is going to generate a lot of questions too. Of course, especially since we're talking about Google Plus and actually the whole Google layer now growing and morphing to help consumers. It's not just about Google Plus. We know that. So they're going to have a lot of questions for you, AJ and Mark. So AJ, where can they get a hold of you? I'll put your link back up to your blog. Is that where you want them to contact you? Is that where you want them to subscribe?
Yeah, absolutely. Subscribe to the blog for sure. I would love that. You can clearly follow me, circle me on Google+. And I also do send out sort of a very condensed feed of stuff through Twitter. It's sort of my curation of SEO, UX, and other similar things. And so you can find me at AJ Cohn, K-O-H-N, on Twitter as well. And would love to see comments and questions coming through the blog. Always happy to sort of engage and help people out.
Well, you're fantastic for doing that. You've been a great source for me. So I want to thank you personally for being on with us, and it's been a real treat. Well, you'll be on again, so
great
for sure. But Mark, how about you? Where can they get a hold of you? Where can they subscribe to your blog and learn more, especially if they have questions and they want to follow up with you?
Sure. The blog is virante.com. That's virante.com/blog, or just click the blog link on our homepage.
Press squeeze daily.
And then follow me, as AJ said, here on Google+. If you're looking for me, you'll see two profiles. Click the one with the color picture. The other one is my Google Apps account that I don't really use. And then finally, similar to AJ on Twitter, I do a lot of curation work to Twitter on things, my best reading every week in social media and related SEO-related topics, and that's at Mark Traphagen, Traphagen.
Good. We'll put all those both in the stream for you guys too. Thank you again very much for being with us. This is a very important topic. We will be talking about this. This will keep AJ, you, and Mark in work for years to come as this continues to grow and become much more dominant than it is today. So thanks again for joining us. Tomorrow we'll be on at the same exact time. We have a guy, you may have heard of him, Guy Kawasaki will be on with us. We'll be talking on the flip side of Google Plus and talking about his book, What the Plus? And we're going to be talking about how to use it, how you as a brand should be using it, and we're going to be tying in some of these same principles that these two guys have been sharing with us today. So join us here. This video will be uploaded to YouTube, and I'll be making it available to AJ and to Mark so that they can share it with you as they would like. Gentlemen, thank you again. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thanks very much, Tim. Appreciate it.